Today's episode, because it's a new day, is how to fix a screen door. So, if you've ever had a troublesome screen door, here's a way to fix it. Typically, there's two ways you can do this. It depends on if your screws at the top are locked in place on the track bar, or if they're loose. On this particular door, my screws are on way too tight, and therefore the screen door is having trouble sliding back and forth. On top of that, you can see all the puck marks that are all through the screen here, so that's why the screen's getting replaced. On the side here is the spline, and the spline I'm actually going to be pulling out, and I'll show you what a spline looks like afterwards. I also have my screen, my brand new screen, indoors, set aside, ready for this video. And then I'll show you how to put it all on. We have a wonderful spline roller. That's how we put it on. First things first, these particular screws are rusted, and I could struggle for a few minutes with a screwdriver, or I could use an automated tool because we have technology and it's amazing. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll get back after I unscrew it. Guess it's a good thing I'm recording this video because this side unscrewed perfectly and this side over here stripped out. So now I have to get a screw extractor and I get to show that off. This is a screw extractor kit. So basically what it does is you take your drill bit, it's the correct size for your screw. I don't know if that's going to come in clear once you can focus on the background. And then you take your extractor, which is a backwards threaded, and it pulls out the screw. So I'm going to get done on that. Sometimes you end up with super irritating spline that is way too old. This should have been replaced a long time ago. But that's the spline that was on the door. This is me extracting the spline where I have to stand on the door in order to get it out. But I don't care because it's all getting replaced. Then, once that's out, the screen should come out easily. But, seeing as how difficult the spline came out, I'm kind of wondering if the screen can be... it's relatively easy. Alright. That's my extractor kit. That's the screw that was good. And that's the screw I had to extract, which I have put a clean hole straight through before it finally released. And I'm going to be so thankful when I replace the new wheels onto this thing. Alright, this is the screen when it's set up, the brand new one. My personal method is I use two things of spline. I attach the spline to the top of the door, so it holds it in place, and then I start at the bottom of my door. And I will work from this corner over here, across, and up. And when I make it to that spline, I'm going to remove that spline, so we'll have three, and then redo that one with the first one. So I'll have three sides done, and then I just have to come down across here, and then I'll use my utility knife across to trim the edges. Alright, I've got my spline attached on the top in case I wasn't clear. The reason for that is to keep the screen nice and taut while I do the lower edge over here. I'll see if there's a way that I can set this up so that everybody can see how I do this with this wonderful tool. Side that has the V connects to your spline and runs your spline along the edge. All right, now that those two sides are done, we come up to the top where I've already have my original spline. Now I'm coming over here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna remove that original spline. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pull my corner nice and taut. I'm gonna continue my spline, making sure everything is nice and taut. And I'll show it when it's completed. All right, screen is now splined out. Nice and smooth, as should be. Comes to the trimming part. All right, have your extra spline. Take your utility knife. You're gonna cut your spline right at the corner. And that leaves starting area right here, finishing area right there. Take your spline, presser, spine roller, whatever. I'm not going to use the proper term. I don't care. Okay. Now to trim your screen, you line up your utility knife to the corner. Rest your finger on the screen. Do not let this middle portion of the blade touch this back screen. You're only cutting the front. And you just run the blade across the aluminum frame. Like so, and it will separate off, leaving a nice clean edge all the way down. And if you run into a stubborn one like this section, well, that comes off. Very important note while cutting the edges of these screens. Do not walk on the screen, because if you walk on the screen, you're going to have to redo everything. Anyway, I cut the top, the side, and the bottom first. And then I fold this over where I can cut this back portion, and that's the end of my door. And there's the complete door. Now, on the top, where I removed those other two screws, these are the wheels that go with that. And they are brand new wheels. It'll be amazing. Those wheels get installed into the wheel tracks, which are right here and right here. Once your wheel tracks are installed, or the wheels are installed in the tracks, they're just loose so that they can move freely on either side. You need those loose. Do not tighten them entirely. Those wheels need to go up inside of your wheel track up here along the top. After it's in the wheel track, you move. Well, first you'll position the door on the sliding track down here. Then you'll put the wheels up in here. And then you'll adjust those wheels so that the wheels and the sliding down here move smoothly and freely. Be sure to adjust those screws to make sure that they are level, because if they're not level, mine had to be closer toward the bottom on this particular door. Otherwise, it'll rock back and forth on the thing, or on the frame itself. So make sure that you tighten that one and that one to the same level so that your door can move freely across the frame. And that concludes how to fix a screen door. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If this video helped you at all, please consider sharing this video, as it may be helpful to someone else. Other than that, have a peaceful day, y'all.